everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to Live Board Game Breakfast. We're glad that you all are here with us. This is I don't know. It's another day of May. I was just telling the guys that May has seemed to fly by for me. I realize May is almost over. Mm-hmm. My kids are almost done with school. Tomorrow's their last day, which is the same as any other day. You know, usually you're like, oh, it's summer. The kids are coming home. But now they're already been home. So now they're just home with nothing to do.
I can only imagine this has been strange for the adults, but this must have been a particularly weird year for the kids as well. So suddenly, some of them, I should say, that idea of like, oh, I don't have to show up at the physical building of school anymore must be interesting. But also, they don't see their friends. That social interaction completely drops off for them. It's interesting. Now, this makes the kids be more about the online interaction, right? More phone, more social media. I don't know. I worry about the youth, Tom.
That's a sign of getting older. So
you know it. My knees agree with you.
Well, what do you do about it? All right. I do want to say, folks, I got all lost now. I'm gonna go off it as old people at home and kids these days. We have a contest for those watching live. Yay! So if you are watching us here by the end of this show, we're going to have a winner for you here. You can win a copy of Dawnshade, The Watcher's Prophecy. This is a game that's on Kickstarter right now. Link in the description here. It's an endless open world cooperative JRPG. That's like Japanese role-playing game. Think fantasy, not fantasy, Final Fantasy, and things like that. And so it's funded, so you guaranteed to get this. You get a copy of this. All you have to do is email us at at contest@dicetower.com. And in the subject line, put Dawnshade. It's one word. And then in the description, just give us your address. That's all you need to do. We'll pick a random winner by the end of the show here, and we'll let you know what's going on. Nice. So you can see all the cool components here. And it has a humongous choose-your-own-adventures storyline going on in it. So, hey, we'll see who wins. And you can enter all the way up to the end. We'll give you like a last warning. So there you go. With that being said, let's jump now to the news. All righty. So there's a lot of, let's see here, a lot of different news going on. The biggest news came out on Monday, and that would be the announcement of the Spiel des Jahres awards. I'm assuming, Z, you've seen them by this point.
I have seen the nominees. Indeed, I have.
All righty. So if you don't know what the Spiel des Jahres nominee, what that award is, it is easily the biggest board game award in the world, probably big enough and powerful enough to be as big as the next four combined. It was started in Germany in 1978, and they only give out a few awards a year. There's some caveats. The game has to be in German, it has to be available in Germany, and it's for a German audience as voted on by a bunch of journalists and such from Germany. So keep that in mind. You might say, well, what about this game? Maybe it didn't come out in Germany, or maybe they just didn't feel like it met those criteria. Mm-hmm. So they have three different awards. The first is the Kinderspiel. They'll be announcing that in a few weeks, June 15th, I believe. This is for Best Kids Game. We almost never have heard of these games when they announce them. But they'll eventually come over. But Photo Fish, Speedy Roll, and Roboteer. The last one, the Roboteer, is by Reinhard Staup, who does a ton of kids games. And
ton of games in general, yeah.
Well, yeah, but he does more kids games, I think, than he does adult games. I mean, like David Goliath is one of my favorite trick-taking games that he's done. Sure. But his kids games anyway. So we'll have to wait and see. But we can't really give you any kind of indication because even though I do play a lot of kids games, I haven't even seen these yet.
You haven't played Photo Fish yet, Tom? You got to get on that.
What's interesting is I don't believe there's a hobby game on the list. And in fact, all three of these companies, usually there's like a Queen game or a hobby game or what's the Dres Magier Spiel. And these all look like they're from different companies, which is an unusual thing.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest award, the Spiel des Jahres itself, is for people who, the family gamers. And my news thing just disappeared. There it is. And so these are in that category. So the three nominees here are Nova Luna, Pictures, and My City. All right, so these are the three games that are nominated here. I played two of these three. I believe, Z, you played two.
You have played Pictures. I have not played Pictures, so I've played one of the three. Nova Luna, which I reviewed. You can go watch that now if you want to hear my thoughts. But I have not played Pictures, and My City is not in English. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is not in English yet. I'm assuming it's coming from Cosmos to America.
It will come very quickly now that this nomination is out. That's usually the way this works. If there is a bump, they get that bump from being nominated by the Spiel des Jahres. Then, if it's not in English, it quickly becomes available. They push it.
Pictures is a party game. You use various objects to make pictures there's a grid of pictures on the board, and then people have to guess which picture you were making. You might be using a bunch of cubes. You might be using a bunch of some strings. You might
maybe
be using,
I did play this with you.
We played it live on our marathon.
Well, it made an impression, clearly. So that's got to be the winner there.
No one liked it, actually. However, I took it to some groups of non-gamers, and it went over amazing. Okay. So who knows? We've both played Nova Luna, which I thought was a good, solid game. Nothing to, I don't know. I didn't think it was like spectacular. It's combines a few other things that he's done in his life. Uwe Rosenberg.
It's a fine tile laying game, sort of puzzly game, but you're right. It doesn't rewrite the wheel or anything. It's not even that. It's not even that pretty.
And then My City is a tile laying game because Dr. Rana Knizia has discovered polyomino games on his own. Mm-hmm. And also there's some legacy aspects. Although from what I understand, it's more of a learn the game piece by piece legacy style game than it is
okay.
ripping things up, as far as I can tell. I have no predictions here. I mean, my money would lean towards My City just because I feel like it's time for Knizia to win one.
Again, you mean? Didn't he just win for El Dorado? Am I wrong?
Did El Dorado win? No,
I thought it had. No?
It was nominated.
Okay.
It didn't win, did it?
Well, Llama won, didn't it? No, that was nominated. I don't know.
He's always nominated.
Give it to Knizia. Why not? It'll be one of those they're like, yeah, here's another one. Thanks for sharing.
Well, I don't feel really strongly about any of these three. I don't think they're particularly necessarily bad. And maybe My City's amazing. I haven't played it.
Right.
So
I'm curious to play that. It looks the best from just sort of looking at them. It looks the best from the ones I know, and my gut tells me Nova Luna. I'm thinking
that's what I would think too. Luna. I might lean towards Pictures, but they just gave out it to a party game last year with just one. Right. Now the Kenner Spiel is a very interesting group slate of games. We have Cartographers, Role Player's Tale, The Crew, and The King's Dilemma. Now, in my thinking, The Crew has this one hands down.
Yes,
right?
This is a lock.
The King's Dilemma, it feels like the committee was like, this is pretty cool. It's a neat idea on legacy game. It was nominated. Be content with that. That's what that feels like. Yes. Cartographers could do it, right? It's a roll and write and such. It's definitely pretty cool for Thunderworks that they got this game in there, though. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, this is fantastic for that company, absolutely. But it does feel like The Crew. I don't know. It's been on everyone's lips. You know, it's been getting a ton of buzz. It's from Cosmos. They're no strangers to getting nominations and wins from this committee. So, feels like a lock.
Alrighty. Now let's go through a couple sad things, but kind of inevitable. And the first is that Essen Spiel was canceled. The big Spiel fair that happens. Now, this is actually pretty far out. This is October 14th to 17th. This is the farthest one out. In fact, it canceled before Closer Cons canceled, which also is Gen Con canceled. So both Essen and Gen Con have canceled. Both of them have said they're doing something online, of course, because I think that just goes hand in hand. And I think we announced last week, but we already said that. So these are two cons that have canceled. This pretty much makes it a conless year, folks.
Right.
The only cons that have not canceled from 2020 of the major board gaming cons, BoardGameGeek is still scheduled, and PAX Unplugged. They're both the same week, which is either it's one of the weeks in November. Mm-hmm. I want to say it's the last week in November, but or it might be the third week in November. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's that's still far away, and I wouldn't be surprised if they cancel, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they wait for a while, because November is still pretty far away.
Right.
So we'll have to wait and see on those. Alrighty, let's talk about some games now. So first we have a new game from WizKids called Stead. This is set in the world of Flotilla. Now, unfortunately, Flotilla is on my shelf. I still haven't played Flotilla. I'm kind of anxious to get this one out. This idea, it's almost like a water world future, except not quite as drive around jet skis and shoot everybody up. More of a cooperative build things up.
So the boring part of water.
Like Kevin Costner sitting on a boat for a long time talking to the woman.
How dare you, sir? That was the best part. That was the legacy part.
Z is one of the few people in the world who does not dislike Waterworld.
Waterworld is fantastic, and as soon as Fantasy Flight gets off their butt and comes out with Waterworld, the living card game, I'm all over it.
Yeah, anyway, this one you're diving. It's for 2 players. It's for 1 to 2 players. That's it. And you're going to dive in the sea and collect resources or build buildings on one of the flotillas. And then when you dive, you'll draw a card that has 2 groups of resources. You pick one and the other goes to your opponent. I love that mechanism. That's fun, right?
This looks very good. I have to say the production shot here, the rendering there that I'm looking at looks really neat. It's very visually appealing, looks engaging. I want to get in there and play. I'm excited for this one.
We got a couple Egg titles announced. Egg is Eagle Griffin Games. They call their little games Egg. The first one is Fruit Passion, which I actually have played because the original version of this was called Gummy. And so basically you're just trying to collect different types of fruit and add them to your collection, but you're collecting them in order. It's been a while since I played it. I have to go back and look at the rules before.
Right.
I enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, it's weird to have a game a small game that was done 5 years ago coming back in print.
That's true. Normally, if it's going to get picked up, it's going to get picked up quickly. I agree.
And then we have Quatorze.
Quatorze, which means 14.
In what language?
I think it might be Italian.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. It's a sequel to Seven Sevens.
I think it's 7 sevens, yeah.
7 sevens, okay. And actually, when I first saw this box cover, I thought that they had already printed this, but that's because it's very similar to the cover of 7 sevens.
Right, almost identical, yeah.
I've never played that one. Have you?
I have. Yeah, it's
like
okay. Again, it's a nice little card game. I have a copy somewhere of it, but it's one of those that sort of is in a box somewhere. It's in my, I think it's in my quiver right now, sort of a container for card games with no other home. And it's not one I think about very often, but I have it. I've played it. It's neat. Very nice artwork. The game's fine. This is a new game utilizing the same ideas as the original game. It's a set collection game. But within this one, it includes the entirety of sevens. This is basically twice as big as that game. It has a new set of 7 characters and the original set of 7 characters. So you can just get this and not worry about the original one, I guess. This is interesting. I don't often see companies do this, where they include the entirety of a previous game they've published in a new sequel, let's call it. I assume the original one is no longer being sold, because if not, it will certainly stop being sold now that this is out.
All right, so according to chat, it's called Quatorze, and it's French.
Okay.
There you go.
Figured it was either French or Italian.
Friedman Freeze has started a new blog called Game Designer Lockdown. And he points out something many designers have complained about, and that's that it's hard to design games when you don't have people to play test them.
Right.
And so he has more times. So he's doing smaller games, and one of them's called The Fight. We Gonna Fight Them All. Sounds like some people have some like rage they need to get out. We're gonna fight them all. But you can go online on BoardGameGeek and you can just play test it for them. So there you go. Okay, so basically, let's see. You and your fellow crew have heard of an abandoned dungeon with rumors of great treasures inside. Yet nobody else but you has dared to check the truth about these rumors, because there's a horde of monsters inside and they crave a good fight. So you don't have time for a long strategy session. You're basically Leroy Jenkins in it, and you just run in, fight the monsters without revealing too much information to them, as blind trust in your crew may be the best chance you have to coordinate your strengths. There's 50 levels, but each level is only a few minutes, and you fight a certain number of monsters.
Gee, 50 levels? What else is 50 levels?
Oh, wait a minute. So you can discuss your strategy, but you can never talk about your card values in hand.
Wait, what else does that recently?
Yeah, I know. Alrighty. Well, it sounds amusing, at least. I would give it a try.
Yeah, it looks cute.
All right, new game coming from Red Raven Games called Deep Vents. It's a very pretty game. I know this because I just had it in my hand a few minutes ago.
What?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm lying. It's a 2 to 4 player game, and there's cracks in the floor and there's food chains coming out that host a variety of exotic deep sea creatures, and you are controlling your own hydrothermal ecosystem, completing to survive in the unforgiving depths by being efficient and preying on nearby systems. This sounds like a cool theme, right? Like the deep parts of the ocean.
Sure, yeah. It sounds like, gosh, what's that throwback? Reef Encounter? Is that what I'm thinking of? Like,
yeah, Reef Encounter, though, is in a reef, though, right? This is in the deep parts of the sea.
Sure, it sounds like the same idea as this idea of sort of, kind of eating each other or attacking each other. It's cool. I like the look of it as well, but I've never held this in my hands, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. Go ahead. What else?
So this is really interesting, though. It's going to be released August 5th, but starting sometime in May, which is now, I guess, you can get some copies in advance through their website, but they only have 50 copies a week because of warehouse limitations.
Oh, so, wow. Okay.
Have fun with that, madhouse. Alrighty. Well, this is on very high on my list of games to play soon.
All right.
Alrighty. Let's continue on. There's a few more things here. Come On partners with Warner Brothers on Scooby Doo the board game. Now, what's confusing about this is there's another Scooby Doo game coming out from the Op. They're basically doing Betrayal at House on the Hill with Scooby Doo. That's coming out very soon. This one's different. This one's designed by two of the designers who did Arcadia Quest. It says the art from the person who did Foodies and Munchkin Dungeon. It's a co-op game for 1 to 5 players. And you will take the roles of the different people in Scooby Doo. And this is obviously to coordinate with the movie that just released called Scoobs.
Just Scoob, I think. But this is not. Sorry. But this doesn't have that license. This is not Scoob.
Yeah, but Scoob is Scooby Doo. It's the same characters. It's not like.
It is, but it's like a very different look and apparently a very different sort of vibe to the whole thing. This is using.
I watched it actually.
Isn't it like a Hanna-Barbera kind of celebration? Don't they bring in other stuff? Scoob?
Sure, but I mean, it's still these same characters. Someone going out to buy this game isn't going to think, "Oh, this doesn't look exactly like that." It's the same.
I'm just surprised that it is. It isn't. It's not though. This is just like Scooby Doo, like the original concept.
Yeah,
look,
but I think this one has a wider angle then, because Scooby Doo's been around forever. Anyway, I'm interested in this one. I can't see anywhere whether it's. I don't think it's being kickstarted, and I don't see when it's coming out.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt this would get Kickstarter. I don't care about this, but Scooby Doo.
I'm interested because I like Scooby Doo, and I think my kids would like it. Osprey Games comes out with a game that does not look like one of their normal games.
Mm-hmm.
what's called Merv, the Heart of the Silk Road. This is coming out in October. It has Ian O'Toole. He's the graphic design illustrations and designed by Fabio Lopiano. A 1-4 economic game charting the rise and fall of the city. This looks like a fairly hefty euro.
I agree. When I saw I got an email about this, and when I saw it, I was very excited. I think this is a great looking product.
Oh, no. I'm not saying it looks bad at all. I'm just saying it doesn't look like Osprey's normal kind of game they make.
Oh, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying, too. This is a large box. It does not look like their typical production. And that game, from its look, you're right. It looks like a heavy Euro game. And that's exciting. I'm looking forward to see what they decided to put out. They seem to be a fairly choosy company when it comes to what they publish.
Doesn't that box look great, though?
It's fantastic, yeah.
That's because boxes come and go with how they look. The first couple times we saw a box that had a lot of white space, we thought it looked cool until there was 10 boxes that did it.
Sure.
So I'm glad that we're moving into something different. All right.
It seems like it would have come out from Your Move Games and Plan B. It's got 4 letters in the title. It's got a lot of colors on the cover. Doesn't it look like one of those games? Like a Zool, Reeve, Merv.
All right, then finally, BoardGameGeek announces the Geek Game Shop. So BoardGameGeek Conline is running right now. Well, not right now. It's going to start in 40 minutes. And it ran yesterday. So what they're doing is they're just interviewing different publishers like they've often done at Origins and stuff in the past. They talked to the Spiel des Jahres judges yesterday. It's on their Twitch channel. But each game that they're talking about and going through, you can now go to BoardGameGeek and buy that game. Mm-hmm. And so you can just go there and buy the game. And so I like this game. Just go right online and buy it right now. So they're trying to make it like a con experience. Oh, here's the game was just demoed. Now you can buy it. So there's that. Also, I should mention one more piece of news since we haven't had a breakfast since this, is that BoardGameGeek and Dice Tower, us, together online, we have announced a virtual convention online. And that's going to be coming out Virtual GameCon. That's June 24th to June 28th. It's going to be a way to play games online with other people. We hope that you, if you're watching, come and join us. If you are signed up for BoardGameGeek Spring or Dice Tower East, you're automatically going to get in for free. For everyone else, it would be a small charge for it, but you'll be able to go on and use things. Tabletopia is actually making their stuff free the whole time for people to play. So it's exciting. We'll be there. The Dice Tower crew will be there. So we hope you join us. More information coming out about that as each week goes by.
Absolutely. Woo. Exciting times.
That's the regular news. Let's keep going.
I have a superpower. Oh, I want a superpower too. What's this cup? Get the computer. I want to play a game. Oh. Imagine what it would be like to be a grognard in Napoleon's Grande Armée. DVG's got your number with Field Commander Napoleon. You're right. This game's got 7 mounted board maps, and you play his whole career. DVG. What about a soldier like my grandfather was? He was a Bersaglieri. Well, how about the No Retreat series? Wasn't Grandpa a piece of shit in the game? That's redundant. A piece is a chit. The chit is a piece. It's like saying chit or piece. I knew he was a chit. Look! Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if you 2 chits worked together in a game? You mean like this? Oh yeah, Lock and Load might be doing an expansion on the North African campaign where the Bersaglieris were. So that means you and Grandpa are going to be reunited once more? Or do I want to play Rommel, my grandfather's commander? Yeah, DVG's got a good one. Let's play Rommel, 3 mounted maps. Or Ghost Panzer from the Band of Brothers series. They're called Ghost Panzer because Rommel used to go in and out. Nobody saw him. Or Patton. Maybe I want to play George Patton, the guy who beat Rommel. Well, play Patton's best. See if I care. It's an old Avalon Hill game. Or by DVG, Sherman Leader, Shirley Patton there. Maybe I want to fight in France with Patton's Vanguard, the Battle of Aracourt in 1944, by Revolution Games. Nah, I want the big picture, something like Desert Heat from Lock and Load Publishing. Or from the No Retreat series by GMT. Oh, man, I gotta feed the baby cow. It's 3 days old. If you want to see cows on chits in a war game, Conflict of Heroes, Awakening the Bear, Barbarossa. Yeah, but I want lots of tanks. Conflicts of Hero, Storms of Steel, to battle for Kursk. 5,000 tanks. That's a battle. Yeah, but I don't want a big battle. I want a small battle. Blitzkrieg, Hollenspiel, little tanks, skew. But I want to play a World War I plane game. No problem. Force Age Games. Age of Dogfights, World War I. It's on Kickstarter right now. It'd be nice to know what the other side thought when the American bombers went over Berlin. Skies above the Reich, GMT. That's what you want. I could literally go on for days doing this. The wargame community is small and it's well supported. Hey, let me know if you want to see all my wargame collections. I'll make a vid next week. Let me know in the comments, huh? Give me some nice comments. Don't be mean to me, eh? I know who you are. DVG!
Hey everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we're going to be talking about the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. This is kind of the very first game we ever reviewed on our original YouTube channel, so it has a special place in our heart.
Yeah, don't watch that review. We have a better, newer one coming up.
Yeah, but this is a tile-laying game where you are building these different rooms and these castles. They're all based off of this real guy, King Ludwig, and there's this really unique kind of auction-y mechanic where you get to set the prices and have everyone else buy the things that you know, it's almost like I split you choose kind of a thing.
Yeah.
In a strange way. It's just very unique and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that mechanic of that auction is probably one of my favorite things in this game. I really like tile laying games, so I like that it is a tile laying game. But that is so interesting because you're trying to get people to give you money, but you can't place things too high to where they won't give you money. So I really like dealing with that. The one thing I have found with this game is that I like it at the higher player count. It's fine at 2-player, but it's just not my favorite at 2-player.
Yeah, the setup to playtime ratio in a 2-player game is way out of whack.
Yeah, and that snake thing.
Yeah, the snake track. Stop making snake tracks. Just stop. It's terrible.
Well, if you'd like to hear our full thoughts on the Castles of Mad King Ludwig,
if you're like super German.
Yeah. Isn't this what the Disney castle is based off of?
Yes, it is. I can't remember what the name of it is. Neuschwitzel. I don't know.
Sure. Anyway, find us on YouTube.
That's wrong, by the way.
Find us on YouTube under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, and you can find us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Until then, this is Ryan. I'm Bethany. Hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, everybody, I'm Tom Vessel, and we're welcome to the game show against the people versus E. Garcia. The people.
Yes!
How do you say like those legal cases? It's the people of the world versus Garcia. I think. I don't know how they said it. Anyhow, so today's contest, folks, I'm going to be putting a poll into chat. So you're going to have to look in chat to play along with this one. It's going to be live. And so I just put a poll in there now. And you all are going to answer it. And at a certain point, we will close the poll, or I'll say we're done. And Z is going to guess the answer to this poll. So he's going to guess which one you guys have voted the most, which one has gotten the most votes. So when Z guesses, there's always 6 answers for each one. When he guesses, if he guesses the number 1 answer that people picked, you get 1 point. If you guess the number 2 answer, you get 3 points.
Wait, what? Okay,
if you guess the number 3 answer, you get 1 point. So you can get 1, 3, or 1. Now, 4, 5, and 6 will give the people points. If you guess number 4, the people get 2 points. If you guess 5, the people get 3 points. If you guess 6, the people get 4 points.
What? It's strange. You've been hanging out with Ryan and Knizia with this scoring.
Yeah. Well,
so first place, 1 point. Second place is what I actually want.
Yeah, you want second place, but I feel like it should be easy for you to avoid the 6th place, which is why it gets 4 points to the people. Possibly.
Have you heard of the game Why First? It's a small game in which you didn't want to be first.
Yes.
Well, you've just come up with a sequel. Why first, or third, or 4th, or 5th, or 6th? Why?
Well, anyway, here we go. I'm gonna.
Fine, I want second. I got it. Here we go.
All righty. So the first question is, who would win a free-for-all battle? All right. So here are your choices: Iron Man, Hulk, the Incredible Hulk,
Yes.
Magneto,
Yes.
Wolverine, Batman, or Wonder Woman. We have
Okay.
Iron Man, Hulk, Magneto, Wolverine, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And when you at this point in time, you can give your answer whenever you want, because the poll has been there for a while, and just to give you whatever points the answer is at that point in time. There's
All
72
right, let's see.
votes.
This is tough, Tom. I'm thinking Hulk is gonna get number one. He's a beast. So if Hulk is number one, now let me see who
But
I
you
think
can always
might be
go
the-
for Z. If you guess one every time, you'll win.
This is true, but what a lame idea.
Yeah,
The
but then
Hulk-
if you ever get it wrong, the people will catch up quickly.
That's true. Oh, you thought about this scoring, didn't you, Tom? You a beast. You would win this fight. Are you on the list?
Not this one.
Not this one. Okay, so Tom, I'm thinking Hulk is number one. Batman would really be the last place, but some people are like, oh, Batman would use his ingenuity. He's so tortured. He would defeat the Hulk. No, he would. He'd get punched in the face. So he's last.
Up to
Okay, he's
92
six.
votes, by the way.
Wonder Woman is going to bring the heat for sure. The lasso of pain. Magneto's good. Iron Man's good. Wolverine. People love Wolverine. I'm going to have to go with. I'm going to go with. This is so good. I want to pick Wolvie, but both Iron Man and Magneto would mess him up. So I'm going to go with Magneto. He's got Wolverine dead to rights. He's got Iron Man in a
All
can
right.
of tuna.
Well, you
Magneto.
said that right when it was at 99 votes. You were correct that Hulk was number one. But let's go back from number 6. Unfortunately, it was Wonder Woman. Number 5 was Batman.
That's right.
Number 4 was Iron Man. And number 3, Wolverine, making Magneto number 2. Z gets 3 points. It's 3-0.
Baby. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, folks, I've already put the next poll in the description, so you can start voting on that now.
Go.
The next one is, who would win in this board game character free-for-all battle? So these are characters from board games. Same thing, but they might not be as fighting capable. This one's going to be a little trickier here. Here we go. Ready? We have Miss Scarlet from Clue, Bob from Time Stories, Sparky the Stunt Dog from Dead of Winter, Mr. Monopoly, or his name is Uncle Pennybags, whatever, the Robber from Catan, or the Provost from Kalis. So these are all in a fight, a showdown battle. Miss Scarlet, Bob, Sparky the Stunt Dog, Mr. Monopoly, the Robber, and the Provost.
Okay. Miss
It's
Scarlet.
not so clear cut, is it?
No, this is suddenly, and the scoring's still the same, right? Or are you
Scoring is the
flip-flopping
same.
that too?
No.
I don't know. I can never get in your brain. You know, you're a master at this, and I merely attempt to understand what you're saying. Never mind try to win. I mean, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're doing, is what I'm saying. But here we go. The Sparky the Wonder Dog, or whatever his name is, that creature has fought and defeated, as far as I can tell, zombies. The walking bark is what this dog is bringing. So he's going to be number 1. There's no messing with that dog. Now, number 2, Mr. Monopoly, Uncle Pennybags, whatever his name is, that cat is going to buy his way out of any trouble. So he's going to bring it. The dollars and cents, that is. The robber, he's just a robber. I mean, he goes around stealing people's land deeds or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. The Provost, nobody knows who that is. Nobody cares about Kalis. He's last. Now, Bob and Miss Scarlet. Miss Scarlet, people underestimate. She knows where all the candle holders are hidden. So, she's right around in the middle, I think. I'm gonna put her at 4. I'm gonna sink the robber. Well, Mr. Monopoly. And Bob.
We have 125 votes.
All right, Tom, I'm going to go with the robber. He's shady. Can't quite put a face on him. You're not sure how powerful he is, his abilities, and you never know when he's going to show up. That's the thing. The other characters you can count on. Bob's going to be there to throw it in your face when you disappoint him. But the robber, who knows when he shows up? The robber is it.
All righty. Well, number 1, you were correct, is Sparky the Stunt Dog from Dead of Winter.
Yes.
Number 2 is Miss Scarlet coming in there with 19% of the vote.
All right.
You gotta hand it over to her. Number 3, this is what you're banking on here, right?
Yes.
Number 3 is the robber.
That's right.
Woo! You got lucky there, though.
That, right?
You get 1 point for that, bringing Z's total score to 4. People are still at 0. And then Bob and the Provost were tied for, and Mr. Monopoly. Well, it's Bob, then the Provost, then Mr. Monopoly.
Really?
I did see in the comments here, some people just said they wouldn't vote for Bob out of matter of principle.
No, it makes sense. Bob is a big
fan. Folks, the next poll's already been posted in the comments. This one is an easier one. Z, let's see how well you can do this one. What is the most overused theme in gaming? All right. Are you ready? Here we go. We have zombies. Fantasy. Medieval merchants. Vikings. City/castle building. And pirates.
Okay. Fantasy, zombies, medieval, merchants, Vikings, castle or city building, and pirates. Okay, well, you can never have too many pirate games. That's going to be that's going to be 6. That's not overused, I think. So I'm good with pirates. Pirates, they're happy. They know what's up. I got no issue. In fact, you should be sprinkling in more pirates to your other genres. Where's my zombie pirates, Fantasy pirates. Pirates having a tete-a-tete with some Vikings. That's what I'm waiting on. But I digress. Medieval merchants, that sucks. They use that a lot. That could easily be number 1. But people tend to not like zombies. They do think they're overplayed. That could also be 1. Fantasy, people like fantasy. It's also the broadest one out here. So I'm thinking it's not going to get a lot of picks because it's, fantasy is fantasy. It's too big. Castle city building, I do think it's overplayed, but I think most people won't assume that or feel that way. I'm going to have to shoot the top half of the list here. I'm just hope that maybe zombies is 2 after medieval merchants. So zombies it is. That's my pick.
All right. Well, you were right with the number 6 being pirates.
Of course.
Although I would argue that maybe next year people won't say that.
What's coming out? That's pirates.
There's like 4 games on Kickstarter right now of pirates. There's a lot of pirates coming out.
Any of them have tete-a-tete with Vikings?
I don't know. Probably.
And there's still room to make more.
Number 5 was City Castle Building. Number 4 was Vikings.
Okay.
Number 3, Medieval Merchants.
Ooh.
Number 2, Fantasy, which makes Zombies number 1, which still gives you a point. I think next time we play this, we're going to make the number 1 a danger position for the people. But the people could still win. So let's get started. I put the poll up here now. And all right. What is the worst food of the following 6 things to eat during gaming?
German food. Oh, no. Nacho.
Okay, hang on.
Oh.
We got Cheetos.
Cheetos is...
Chips and salsa.
Ugh.
Fried chicken.
Oh.
A huge slice of greasy pizza.
Okay, hold on. Fried chicken. Pizza,
Well, to be clear, it's a huge slice of greasy pizza.
Yeah, well...
Chinese food.
Chinese,
Or powdered donuts.
Oh.
Or all of them. That's our buffet we're having next time we get together for games.
This is terrible. Okay, so the worst by far.
I've seen all of these eaten at a game table.
You have?
I have. Every single one of these.
The worst by far is fried chicken. I'm sorry, okay? Fried chicken. I mean, you got to pick up the fried chicken, bite it off the bone. I can't. I mean, if I saw anybody eating fried chicken like that, it'd be like, I know you're trying to play this Viking game, but I don't need that kind of immersion. Get out of here. So fried chicken's number 1. Cheetos, you got to grab those with your hand, and then you're going to be touching stuff, and every game is going to end up looking like, what's that orange game from Asking for Troubles?
Asking for Troubles. On the box, they have a sticker that says Cheetos allowed.
Yeah. That's going to be high up on the list. The least problematic, I think, is Chinese. That would be 6. And I think chips and salsa, as long as the chips are clean, I think that's not so bad. Pizza's terrible. Powdered donuts is terrible. I'm going to go with Cheetos. It's got to be 1 or 2. Cheetos.
All righty. Well, you were right about chips and salsa. It's number 6. Chinese food is number 5.
Well, I had those switched
4,
around, but I figured they were at the bottom of the list, yeah.
Number 4 is powdered donuts. I really think that this would be the worst. I just think it doesn't happen that often. Like, people haven't seen people do it. But powdered donuts, I don't think you could possibly not get that on the game. Like, have you ever tried to eat a powdered donut without getting powder on you at all? I don't know if that's physically possible.
Right.
Unless you're using
you have
a fork.
Have to hold your breath and eat it, I guess. I don't know, yeah.
All right, number 3 was huge slice of greasy pizza.
Good.
You had to put that in there because just pizza would not get it, right? But
right.
And then number 2.
Here it is.
What was your vote again?
Cheetos. I think it's Cheetos, then fried chicken for the disgusting win. Here we go. Cheetos.
Yeah, number 2 is actually fried chicken. Cheetos is number 1.
Y'all are nasty. All right, that's okay. I figured it was 1 or 2.
All right, well,
you've seen somebody sit at a game table and consume like a bucket of fried chicken. That's
all righty. Which upcoming movie are you most excited about? So this has changed in our lives, obviously, as time goes by. Well, that's on the list. But I'm also going to say here, well, never mind. We're going to stick with the scoring as is, but I feel like I'm going to do this again with this. You're going to lose points for number 1 next time.
You know what? Go ahead, Tom. Bring it. You think I'm scared? Do it.
I'm not changing rules. All right, here we go. Here are the movies. Shut up. We got, we have Black Widow, as you just said. A Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yes.
Mulan, the live-action movie. Wonder Woman 1984. Or Top Gun Maverick.
And then Wonder Woman. Okay.
Black Widow, Mulan, Godzilla, Top Gun, Quiet Place, Wonder Woman.
All right, let's see. Things people are excited about. Top Gun's the bottom of this list. Bam. A Quiet Place Part 2. That's 5. Let's see. Now the rest of it, it's going to be Wonder Woman and Black Widow at the top, I think. And I think Black Widow gets 1. I think Wonder Woman gets 2. Then Mulan and Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm going to go with Godzilla vs. Kong is 3. Mulan is 4. Done. So if I'm shooting for 2, it's Wonder Woman 1984. I want to see how close I am to having this entire list right. Time.
All right.
Too good at this.
Number 6, shockingly, for me at least, because this is probably my number 1, actually, and that's Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I'm very wrong already. Yeah, I agree. There's no trailer or anything yet, though, right? It's only an announcement.
That's probably what it is, yeah. Then A Quiet Place Part 2, number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, Mulan live action. Number 3, Top Gun Maverick. More popular than you thought. 6. Come on now. Number 2, what did you say it was again?
Wonder Woman.
All the World is Waiting for You. Yes, number 2 is Wonder Woman 1984. And Black Widow clearly wins with number 1. So that's another 3 points for Z, which you might think makes him win, but we're going to triple the points of the last question because that's what game shows do to make things more exciting.
Why don't you just literally make every answer be negative towards me except the second one? Let's do it. I'm not scared.
No, I gotta stick with my scoring for this round, and then we'll change it up next time.
Let's
All
triple
right,
scoring here.
The last one, by the way, if you want to play this and you're watching, I'm putting the links to these in the description of the video. So first of all, which of these people would you least want to play a game against?
Top
All right,
guys.
which of these people? We have Golem. We have Ruby Road from The Fifth Element. He was the guy with the microphone.
Green, super green, that guy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Norman Bates.
Oh my goodness.
Lord Voldemort.
Okay.
It.
Oh
From the
my
movie
goodness.
It. Or Jar Jar Binks.
You gave me a curveball there at the end. I'm like, oh, it is clearly, an interdimensional demon creature. Or Jar Jar Binks. Could be Jar Jar. Misa gonna kill that creature. Misa can't bluff at all.
Well, they're all going to be annoying in their own right? Like, Golem won't make a decision. He'll be like, maybe we'll do this. Oh, no, we can't do that. The worst analysis paralysis ever.
Got it. So Golem's trap is analysis paralysis. Okay.
Ruby Road would announce the whole game.
Ruby Road cannot play a social deduction game because he'd look at the card and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my man. What does a zombie do, my man? This ain't green. I don't feel so good. Corbin, my man. Can you explain this card to me?" Norman Bates is gonna kill you during the game. That's a
Lord
no-go.
Voldemort and It are very similar, right?
I think he's gonna cheat. I think he's gonna put a spell on you to come out on top. So I don't trust him at all. Again, It is a demonic creature from another dimension. And Jar Jar Binks is just annoying. So, and I'm trying to pick. We're thinking number one is the most annoying, like the one you least want to play with.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So It is number one. Voldemort is number two. I'm gonna say Jar Jar gets number three because people just hate Jar Jar, but realistically, it should be Norman Bates, who gets 4. And Golem's going to get 5. Not too many people might remember Ruby Road, so that's going to get a 6. Which means I then have to go with Jar Jar Binks is my... he's my 3. So Voldemort is my 2. Let's go with Voldemort. Let's do it.
All right. In first place was Jar Jar Binks, which I would like to argue with everyone who voted for that's a lie.
Come on.
You tell me you'd rather play with Voldemort or It over Jar Jar Binks? Baloney.
Mister, I think you're not scared for your life.
Number 2 was It. Yes, because that would scare you. Number 3 was Golem.
Oh, come
Making
on.
number 4, Lord Voldemort.
All right,
and
that's
then
what
number 5 and 6, Ruby Road and Norman Bates were tied. So that's 2 points for the people. I said it was times 3, so they ended with 6. But Z still had 9. So 9-6, Z is the winner. All righty. Well, we can talk more about that later, but we're already running late. Let's jump to some more contributors.
Hi folks, I'm Andy from Portable Gaming and welcome to my segment Change Your Venue, a segment which I talk about different board game IPs that I love as board games, but also think would work well in different mediums. Today I want to talk to you about Fog of Love. Now, Fog of Love is a very interesting game. It is almost like a pseudo-RPG in which you and your player draft up characters with special objectives and characteristics, and then get given a series of romantic events where you have to try and decide what those characters would do in that situation, all while trying to preserve a relationship and meet your own personal goals. It's a really weird experience, but a very, very fun experience that I'd highly recommend you give a go at least once. Now, where would this work? outside of Board Gaming Yard. The first one's probably the most obvious one, which would be as a web series. I imagine we draft up as part of an online poll a series of characters to play this game, get a few actors to play them, have them act out the scenario, have an online poll about how it should be, and then have them act out the winning option so we see how this plays through, and crowdsource this relationship story. It could be really cool, get a nice bit of production going on there, a few different actors, try a few different seasons with different drafted characters, so you get a nice diverse roundup, and I think it could be really fun. I think my preferred option would be to take this into the live world of improv. So if you've ever done an improv show, this is great fun where comedians are acting out on stage, different things shouted out by the audience. And Fog of Love makes perfect sense. Get a few members of the audience to draft together the characteristics that the improv guys have to play to, have them then act out the different scenarios being read out by perhaps a moderator, and then the audience gets to vote on how they respond, and then they've got to respond in kind. It would be chaotic, it would be hilarious, but also I don't think I've ever met a really good comedian who doesn't have a love of drama and a tragic streak in them. So some of the more serious moments could be really played with high drama. Could be like an episode of Scrubs where you go from laughter 1 second to tears the next. And every show would be unique because every show would be drafted differently by all of the different audience members and responded to differently by the actors. And I think it could be one of the greatest nights you could have out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I've been Andy, and as always, it's your round.
Hi everybody, welcome to our segment Perfect Pairings. I'm Lexi from All Aboard Gamer, and today we're going to make cod fillets with cream spinach. Okay, first we're going to lay out our cod fillets. We're going to drizzle 2 tablespoons of melted butter on top of them. After that, we're going to put it into an oven at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. We're going to start melting 2 tablespoons of butter in our skillet, adding 1 small chopped onion. We're going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Then we're going to add milk, cream, and cream cheese. Now that it's out of the oven, we're going to add a splash of white cooking wine and a splash of lemon juice. We also have some crushed Ritz crackers mixed with butter. That's going to be our topping for our cod. It's only halfway cooked, so we're going to put it back in after I put this on. And we're going to add our blanched spinach. And we think it pairs well with Islebound.
All right, so that was an exceptionally good meal, Lexi. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
The cod with the cream spinach was excellent, and our pairing is pretty simple. It's a game with all these really cool fish tokens. I have some pictures I'll roll through here, but we've already done a review of this game. Mm-hmm. So that's good because you can actually go check that out. It'll be linked at the end of this video. What do you like about it? What is your favorite thing about Islebound?
The event cards.
Right.
I like the randomness of that. I think it spices up rather than just going around and doing things and getting your resources. The event is it's ever changing because you're always flipping over the cards and it's a new city to go to.
I also like that too. I think you and I are very similar. We're a perfect pairing when it comes to games. We seem to like very similar games. Thanks for coming.
All aboard.
Good morning, everyone. I genuinely hope that you're doing well, that you're safe, that your family and friends are healthy, and that you're settling into whatever your new normal happens to be. I've been reading a lot about the new normal, and one of the things that kind of came up was transportation. And when I got on that track, I started thinking about railroad games and how train games have been a mainstay of my collection pretty much since I got into the hobby. Now, I know that there is everything from big ol' 18XX games on down to Thomas the Tank Engine, but these 3 are going to be my personal favorite 3 train games. So I'm going to start with Ticket to Ride Europe, which is my granddaddy game. This is the game that actually brought me into the modern board gaming hobby. I like this one in particular because of the stations. This is just one teeny mechanic added to the base game that really kind of improves the entire experience for everyone. There's no way to get blocked in, so everyone goes away happy, but it's still super easy to explain and for everyone to get into. Next up is Railways of the World, and this one, if you haven't seen it, has an enormous table presence, both because it looks good and because it's enormous. This one is one of my favorites because of the variability. There are a number of different maps, and these include different player counts, which means you can echo the same player experience from just 2 players all the way up to 6. Finally, there's Brass Birmingham. Now, this one has a beautiful table presence and aesthetic, which I really love. But it's also interesting for me because it's one of the first games that I played and I did not like in my initial playthrough, but I've liked more and more with subsequent playthroughs. In particular, I like that in this game, every move counts. Every single turn, every round, everything you do will make a difference in that end game, and that's huge and a lot of fun. Additionally, for a track game, for a train game, you're not laying as much track as much as just paying attention to where you lay it and where other people lay it. So I'm also going to throw out a quick honorable mention to Metro X, which ties back into my games that you can play with infinite number of players. And we've been checking that out quite a bit lately. Now, these are all going to kind of tide me over until I can actually get on a train and ride somewhere. So they'll be coming to the table pretty often. I hope you have a fantastic week. If you like the content, please check us out at girlsgameshelf.com, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hello, and welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here I have Swords and Shields, published in 1970 by Milton Bradley. This is a two-player game in which each player has their own objective to win. Let me set this up and show you how it works. This is what the game would look like set up. One person is going to be swords, and the other player is going to be the shields. Now, the swords will go on every red dot on every side of the board, and the shields will start on the blue dots located here in the center. On every turn, you have to move one of your pieces. Now, the pieces can go up, down, left, or right, and you can move them as far as you want, but you cannot cross over an opponent's piece or your own pieces. Now, to capture your opponent's pieces, all you have to do is have them surrounded by two of your playing pieces. In this example, this shield would be eliminated. In this example, this sword would be eliminated. There's a different objective if you're playing the swords or the shields. If you're the shield player, you have this special playing piece that starts here at the center of the board, and your objective is to try to get this piece off of any side of the board. If you're the sword player, your objective is to try to capture this shield. Now, whoever could complete their objective first will win the game. This game dates back to the 800s, when Vikings used to play it on a wooden tablet with stones and pebbles for relaxation, because we all know that pillaging and plundering is a stressful job. Well, that's all the time I have for now. If you have a comment below, or you can tweet them to me at RetroBoardGamer. And as always, may your rolls be high.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 20 Questions.
Real quick, before Z starts this 20 Questions games, don't forget, we have a contest. Go back to the very beginning of the episode to see how to enter it. You have only a few more minutes to enter before we pick a winner. All right.
Right.
Meanwhile, let's whoop on Z. Woo!
Oh, you're going to whoop on me? All right. Today we're doing 20 questions again, folks, and we are going to be doing a video game. I have a video game, a physical copy of a video game sitting right here next to me. Tom, you've got your 20 questions. I've got my 20 poker chips here. Half of them, if you choose to review them, are nothing as usual. The other half, the other 10, are split down the middle. 5 of them, if you choose to reveal them, will burn an extra question away from you. The other 5, the last 5, are going to give you the special ability of asking me any question you want, not constrained to what the chat is allowing you to ask, not constrained to a yes or no type answer.
So, is it constrained to the game? Like, can I say, what do you really think of me?
You can ask me anything you want to, Tom.
Are you required to answer truthfully?
Ain't nobody talking about that. I mean,
it seems like some long time where the guy comes in, he's like, "Where were you on the night of March 22nd?"
Finally,
like, that wasn't part of the. That wasn't part of the deal.
I got you. Finally, I've got you dead to rights. Now I will give you the answer unless it leads to revealing what the game is. Okay, here we go, right. Folks. Oh yeah. Again, it's a video game. Ask whatever you want. Here we go.
I'll ask these questions. Ben says, "Is it a console game?"
Yes. Here's your chip.
Flip it.
It's a nothing chip. You're down 1. 19 left.
Does it have deck building? Let's see. Is it, Aaron says, is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Flip. Ooh, Scott, that's a good question, Scott. Is the game on a cartridge?
No.
Flip it.
This is a 5. You can ask me
5.
anything you want.
In your household, do you play this game the most?
Yes.
All right.
That's what you wasted an anything question on.
Shut up!
No answer. Good job, buddy. Here we go. I'm winning this for sure,
right.
folks. Your soul is mine. Fatality. Bam. Oops. I'm sorry, microphone. I hit you. You are down to 17. What do you got?
Is it an RPG?
No.
Flip it.
It's another 5, Tom. That's 2 5s. You can ask anything you want to.
I feel like that's too wide open.
You're crazy. There's so many good things you should be asking me that you're
No,
not.
I understand that. I feel like it's too wide open for me to be like. I'm fine. I'll ask it. What's the name of the company that made the game?
Rockstar.
I feel like Rockstar. All right.
That's what I'm giving you the possibility to.
Well, I know, but I feel like that's all righty. So everyone knows it's Rockstar now. So let's narrow that down. All right. Kyle says, is it? Oh, wait, no, I can't answer that. Hang on. Robert says, is it exclusive to a specific platform?
No.
All right. Flip it.
Nothing. You are down to 15.
Beef says, in this game, do you play a good guy?
Sure.
Well, I already wrote down no. Flip it.
It's a nothing chip. You are down to 6. Is that 6? Yeah, 14.
I'm going to stop flipping chips, I think, because I haven't flipped any of the negative ones. Elliot says, can it be played? Is there a possibility of playing with multiple players? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, no flipping. I'm not taking the chip now. Ben says, is there more than one game in this series?
Yes.
All righty, so it's in a series. I'm not flipping the chip. I'm assuming that if we guess, we'll have to guess very specifically.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 12 left.
Can you ride a horse in it?
No.
I'm still not flipping.
All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are at 11.
Is it more than 5 years old? Says Elan.
That I have to look up. Give me 1 second. It is more than 5 years old, yes.
All right. No flipping.
Very well. You are down 4. That's 10. You are halfway through your questions. Here you go.
Okay, that's a good one from Mark. Is it the most recent game in this series?
Yes.
Ooh, that was a good question. Folks, no flipping the chip. Folks, I'm going to really depend on you for this one because I only know a couple games that Rockstar does, so I asked that for you.
9.
Don't ask a question. If you're going to ask a question about a specific mechanism to a specific game, just ask the game.
Okay.
Let's see here. Well, people are now asking for very specific games. I guess I can do that. How many guesses do I got?
You have right now 9 things left. I'm not
Fine,
giving
I'm
you a free guess at the end. I am not doing that for this. You have 9.
All right, fine. Is it Uncharted End of Thieves?
No.
All right.
Seeing
No
as to how
flipping.
it's not a Rockstar game, also, I might not have wasted one on that, but
Well, maybe I wouldn't know that, and I'm just going by what people say here.
somebody's straight trolling you.
Is it Max Payne 3?
Yes.
Woohoo!
It is indeed Max Payne 3. Very nice.
Is that the game with bullet time in it?
Bullet time. And yeah, somebody asked us, a game have bullet time?
Yeah. I was like, if you're going to ask that, ask the name of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think
true.
there's...
Yeah, Max Payne 3 is right, Tom. There you go. You got it. So on the one hand, maybe letting you ask whatever you want is too powerful. On the other hand, we're done. We can move on. This episode's going long anyway. Shut up. This is a garbage victory. I don't want to hear it. Shut your mouth. Let's move on, folks. Thanks for playing.
Yours was easy, too. So I don't hear nothing.
I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Family Plays Games.
And today, we're going to show you another one of our favorite family games. New York 1901.
Published by Blue Orange Games and designed by
Chenier LaSalle.
Hey, Chenier.
Hi, Chenier. Now, the reason we say hi to Chenier is because he's kind of a friend of ours.
Yeah.
We met him back in Houston, and he showed us this game even before it went into production.
Yeah, and you he tried to teach us the game, and then all of a sudden you said, just stop. Just tell me how you win this thing. Yeah, that's what you did.
Again, I'm not a rules person.
No, she's not a rules person at all.
He was really sweet, really patient. He showed me what I needed to know so I could win the game.
Yeah.
And so we love it, and our son loves it. And I'm going to tell you what we really like about it. I love the pieces. And also he went to the care of designing them after old New York buildings.
Great components.
He went to, did all the historical work on it. So it's a lot that you can learn from this game. And it's just beautifully done. I like the way you put it together. It has a kind of a Tetris-y feel where you kind of put it all puzzly feel. But it's something that your family will really love. It's not hard to learn.
No. It's for beginners. It's for beginners.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And we always talk about fun.
Great gateway game.
Great gateway game.
Yeah.
So if you don't have this in your collection, you may want to get it. So that's all we have for right now.
Yeah.
If you want to see more of us, check us out on our channel. And also check us out next time on the Dice Tower.
Have a good time, guys, for breakfast, and see you later.
Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment From the Page to the Table, where I pair a book and a board game together that share a common theme. If you're like me, you have been kind of keeping up along with the seasons and reading Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. A sweeping historical fiction, romance, fantasy, even time-traveling book where our main character, Claire, is a World War II combat nurse and is swept up back into 1740s Scotland. We have a romance for all ages. We have historical events. Just this sweeping and wonderful book series. I'm going to pair it with Outlander, Destiny Dice. So, is this game great? No, it's not great. Is it the best thing of all time? No, it's not. 2 to 4 players. It's by Toy Vault, 30 to 90 minutes, ages 14 and up. It uses stock images from the first season of the show, and it uses kind of like a Yahtzee mechanic to match up your dice with the challenge of the round. I posted this on Instagram, and I got a huge response to this because I was kind of like, you have any games that you like that are not great, but you just love them anyway? And people were like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was an Outlander game. And then secondly, yes, I love this game. What I'm trying to say to you really is, don't be ashamed of those games. We all have stuff that we enjoy that is not great. And it's okay. This is your collection, your life. You play what you want to play. And if it's Outlander Destiny dice, go ahead and play it. That is all for this week. Happy breakfast.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Doug Jr. And this is not Doug the Third, are you? What's your name?
Charlotte.
This is Charlotte. This is my granddaughter. And how old are you, Charlotte?
7.
7 years old. And Charlotte and I like to play games sometimes, don't we? And there are certain games that Charlotte likes to play and certain games that I like to play. But sometimes I let Charlotte pick the games that maybe I don't care for as much because I just like playing games with Charlotte, really, no matter what they are. So today, we're going to let Charlotte pick out a game out of all the games that I have, and I have lots of kids' games, and she's going to pick out whatever game you would like to play. Let's see what game you've picked. You have picked out the Shadow Matching game. This is a Disney-themed game.
Elena of Avalor.
Elena of Avalor. And yes, we have played this a lot of times. It's a guessing game where you have just silhouettes of the characters. This is not my favorite game.
Why not?
Well, because I like games that have a little more strategy and stuff, but you're my favorite granddaughter. So I'm happy to play this with you whenever.
Only granddaughter.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to mention that, but it's not about the game, it's about the people. And so well, this is not my all-time favorite game. I would love to play this with Charlotte anytime. So this is my guess as to what I thought you might pick. You ready?
What?
I guessed
Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters.
Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, because we like to play that one too, don't we? In fact, we just played that the other day. You like Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters too, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, a simple little game, but a wonderful granddaughter. And remember, the games are about the people, not about the games. So, sometimes you got to make those compromises, but it pays big dividends. So, that's our episode for today. Next episode, I'll be doing another family member to find out what game they would most like to play. And we'll see you then on our next episode of A Fellowship of Meeples.
All right. Well, first of all, we want to say congratulations to Justin Portelli for winning the contest. Huzzah!
Congratulations, Portelli. Well done. Well done.
We'll email you and let you know more about that. Folks, if you didn't win, you can still check out the game. It's Dawn Shade. Again, link in the description of the video. Thanks for running that contest. We'll be back later today at 2 o'clock, just a few hours from now, with Brian Drake to talk about our top 10 Fantasy Flight games, that should be interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that works out.
I'm excited to hear what you guys are going to say, and I am going to wager my list will be radically different from yours.
I think my list might be different than you expect also, but we'll talk about why then. And other videos, of course, coming out today and as the day goes by. So we'll talk to you all then. Thank you for everybody for contributing. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
Whoop. Have fun gaming.
Bye.